Hey, everybody, it's the Elderly Brothers again. This is podcast 22. The date is June 11th, 2025. I'm Larry, I'm 82.
And I'm Ardy, I'm 89, going on 89.
So,
I'm, and I'm in South Florida.
and I'm in Middle Eastern New York,
You're Middle Eastern, huh?
the Hudson Valley. That's where I am.
Okay, people don't know that, though, I don't think.
What about the Hudson Valley?
Nah, I mean, not everybody.
Not everybody, but a lot of people do,
Most of our listeners probably do because they're so smart.
both of them.
Yeah.
So, you wanted to talk about the dermatologist?
No, I want to talk about a new computer.
Okay, let's talk about that because your picture is amazing.
I know, I'm so clear. I have to get stuff to get all this ugly thing off my face.
Makeup, you need makeup.
I need a makeup person. We're going to need makeup people anyway. We're
And
going to need
that in
producers and directors and salespeople, and we're going to need a whole
makeup,
bunch of people.
camera people.
Yeah.
So we can start making a list of our staff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, about the new computer. I got a new Apple. I don't even know why. My old Apple was working, not great, but it was a 2013, so it was 12 years old, which in computer terms is probably 300 years old. And so I got a new one, a new Apple. And it's supposed to be intuitive. You're supposed to be able to turn it on, hit three things with your cursor, and you're ready to go. Uh-uh. Nope. I've been on 2 days. I've been on the phone with Apple people for probably 3 hours. It's probably cost them $1,000 in support. And finally got it up and running. And it's a great machine, except that it should have just been a lot easier.
Well, you got to call Tim.
Call who? Tim?
Tim Apple.
Tim, oh, Tim Apple. Yeah. And the box, they said if you got a problem, bring it back. But I got it out of the box, and the box is this big. I mean, it's a huge box, and of course you can't get it back in because the pieces don't fit the same way as when you took them out,
Well, you need a diagram.
and you don't even know how you actually took them out. So anyway, it's all right, but I'm all right. Here we are. We're computing.
And did you go to a store to get it, or you
I
were?
went to the store. Yeah, I went to Boca Raton to get it, and their stores are great. And fun to look around in, and yeah, it's a great Apple's a wonderful company. Anyway, enough of that. Equally important, however, was to us olders was a trip to the dermatologist. Never had a dermatologist before. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've had one, but never had one before that. Never had more than one doctor much before that. Anyway, so they go over you with that little camera thing, or not a camera. It's just a magnifying light. It doesn't look like anything. It really looks primitive. And he looks at things. He said, "Oh yeah, that's something. That's something." I said, "Look, if it's just something, I don't want anything done." And he said, "Okay." And he said, "Could be precancerous." I said, "Well, okay." You know,
So I got this question. They always talk about precancerous. What is that?
everything is precancerous. I said,
Yeah, if you don't have cancer, it's all precancerous.
it's, your food is precancerous, for God's sake.
So it's just a sort of a weird way of talking about it, I think.
Well, it is weird. I don't. I'm trying to adjust the screen. Anyway.
And me too. I wanted my head to be as big as yours, but I can't.
Yeah, but you can't. I got the biggest head today.
You
But
do.
anyway, But here's the thing. One of the things that is so irritating. This bruise here.
Yeah.
They come. You don't even know why they came. I know why this one came though. I hit my hand on a doorknob, and I knew instantly that I was going to have a bruise. And it's been around for a week already, and it's just ugly. Just you should be
Well,
wearing gloves.
I think it's just old skin, you know?
Well, they say it's thin skin, so your skin bruises more easily.
So there must be fat skin supplements you could take
Probably,
to
probably fatten up your skin.
fatten it up. Yeah, get it tougher.
It wouldn't hurt to have a fatter skin, I guess, as long as it's not just fat.
Well, even fat would work, I guess.
Well, we got to get a dermatologist on
It's
here.
kind of cushiony. I don't know any.
Well, I could probably get my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, devote 15 minutes to some free advertising.
Well, that'd be good. I'd like to know what they're thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's uh, they want to take autopsies, not autopsies, biopsies.
Well, I think they get some sort of points for doing biopsies.
I think they probably do. I mean, I went to the ENT guy to have my ears cleaned, and he gave me 6 appointments with other kinds of people. Allergist and a balancer and a debalancer and the fire department. They want to check in the fire department, and it's just and he gets money on those referrals.
Yeah, I guess there must be. And it's like if he could send you to well, anything. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, what I was going to say was the specialists with the
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
talked about the complexity of the human body and how people specialize. So you got a right nostril guy from the nose guy and a left guy, probably.
Yeah, yeah, and a right arm and a left arm person. It just goes on and on, and I think that's kind of a gimmick too. I mean, if you studied enough medicine to be able to operate on people's arms or legs, you should be able to do the whole thing. You know,
Well, yeah, but it's you think the left arm and the right arm would hook up the same, but maybe they don't.
maybe they don't, but the specializing is just incredible.
I watched this guy, Carlos Alcaraz, at
Yeah,
the French Open
yeah.
tennis tournament, and he's right-handed, I believe, and his right arm's about a third to almost a half larger than his left arm.
Well, that figures. Yeah.
It's very bizarre, though.
I didn't notice that. I watched that for some reason. I don't watch tennis, but I watched that and it was amazing, amazing match.
Yeah, to see the athletic ability of these people
And the endurance.
can
The
run around
endurance.
for 5 hours
Yeah.
um,
At full speed mostly.
and
But if they're not, they're standing there jumping around and hitting.
hitting the ball at 100 miles plus.
The coverage of those of the actual tennis is pretty good. But then when they show people in the audience and keep showing people in the audience and people you don't know, and the women are all beautiful and the guys are all handsome, and it's very irritating to me. But even though I'm beautiful and handsome, it's irritating.
What? Well, why?
I didn't say I don't know. It just is.
Well, I mean, I think you're in control of that.
No, you're not. No, you can't switch every time they show somebody in the stands.
Well, but you can be not irritated.
Well, that I could switch, I suppose, but I don't think so. I
Well, you
think
got to work on that.
I'm going to continue to be irritated by that.
You got to talk to your irritation specialist.
I should. I may have high quotient irritation.
There's a term for it, I'm sure.
I'm sure there is. Nutso. That's the medical term.
So this is off topic. That I don't know if we were on a topic,
We're not on a topic.
but for in Albany, New York, for 17 weekends in a row, there has been precipitation.
Okay, thanks.
Just in case you wanted to know.
Well, it's an interesting sort of thing. Yeah, the uh, that's like the statistics in baseball now. They're so deep. You know, he's the first 22-year-old to have 6 home runs in the first month of the year. Something like that. I mean, they delve so he hits the ball to left field 92% of the time and to the right field 4% of the time.
And then
The other 4% are foul balls.
random.
Foul balls.
So it's just, the more you know, the more
Well,
you know.
that's maybe useful to people in your area. It's not too useful to people in my area.
You don't think?
No, I mean, who knows? Maybe they've had it 25 weekends in a row before.
Maybe. You gotta look it up.
I'm not going to look it up.
Oh, you don't, but they might.
I look up a lot of stuff. I'm not going to look that up.
So, but I don't know if it helps you out to know that.
Don't what? Do what?
If it improves your life
No, that does not do anything for my life, whatever.
to know more stuff.
Not that stuff. I just, forgot a whole lot of stuff. They're more important than that.
Well, yeah, I guess. But if you're writing a farmer's almanac or something like that, you got to record all that stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not writing a farmer's almanac.
I know you're not.
And I don't know if the farmer's almanac is being written anymore.
Oh yeah, they're still
It's
right.
still out there? Yeah.
But so and then I guess it's all historical stuff they put in there. So in 2024 it rained 19 consecutive weekends.
Yeah. Yeah. I suppose that's in there. I don't even know what's in there. I thought it was more predictive, like in July you're gonna have a lot of showers or something like that.
Well, I think it is, but I think they make their predictions from what happened before.
Well, that based on, averages and stuff.
So
But
yeah,
there are statisticians who do that sort of thing.
and that would be that's sort of interesting to me, just
What?
counting stuff.
Counting?
Yeah, statics,
Uh,
statistics.
statistics. Well, I'm not a statistics person, no, but I like them if they make sense. You
Well,
know, the baseball thing I just told you about makes no sense. Who cares?
somebody,
Only the people putting those statistics care.
well, but they tell people and then people are interested. Some of them,
No, well, announcers have to have stuff to say,
yeah,
so that's part of it.
that's part of it. And other people might be interested.
They maybe. But I'm looking at my face on this new computer, and I'm not sure I like it at all. It's
Well, I
just
think it looks
but
pretty.
there's so much more detail. My God.
Yeah, lots more.
Yeah, I have to examine myself later.
Just take pictures from your computer and then examine them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll do that.
So I think you need to keep everybody up to speed on your new relationship with your computer.
I will. I will. I hope it matures.
I think it will, and I think it could go to who knows what levels of affection.
Oh, could I could be hugging it and taking it to bed with me.
So yeah, well, I wanted to ask you why you know what you now you have one in a computer in two different rooms.
Yes, I do. But here's the thing. When you guys come, I won't have to bother you to get in there and play with the computer. I,
That's sweet.
I
Yeah.
can I can get on it in the other bedroom. So each bedroom now has a back. That may be a first. I'll have to look up the statistics on that.
And if you wake up in the middle of the night and you want to write something, you don't have to walk to the other room.
Right, and on the cold tile. Yeah.
So it's an improvement in your life.
Well, it's not changing my life, but it's a nice thing.
So I think we've gone on enough
We've gone on, yes, we've dragged on.
for
Although
today.
I always think that what we say is pretty fun. It's not we're not delving into a lot of stuff that we don't know anything about. Although we gotta get experts on for certain things.
Yeah, I need to put a list so we talked about your dermot,
Yeah, in my computer,
your computer,
statistics.
statistics, anything else?
You talked about something which I can't remember.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
I don't remember either.
All right, well, let's get off. We're boring people.
Probably.
Everybody, listen, like us, get on there and keep viewing, click it a lot, and tell us what you think because we may be just talking into the air and we don't know anything about what people are thinking. So do it. Do
So
us a
being in the metaverse, I love you, my brother, in perpetuity.
I love you, my brother, and we'll be on soon, Friday.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.